Hello, my wonderful, gracious, beautiful, precious hearts. My name is Tiana, and welcome to my channel, Inspired by Ease. Today, we are going to kind of do a spiritual masterclass. I had a viewer who asked me, which I thought was a really great question. And the question was,
How can I be more in tune with my spiritual sensitivity so I don't get so overwhelmed energetically in social situations?
yeah, this is a fantastic question. I struggled with this for many years. Being an empath myself, I would get overwhelmed in social situations. So I can completely understand. And over the years, I have come into and I have had my own tips and tricks on how to manage this effortlessly and easily. And the simple answer is practice. Really, when you are awakening and becoming more in tune with these subtle energies, it's really just a practice of just checking in with yourself throughout the day, not just morning, afternoon, and evening, but throughout all the nuances of the day, and really pay attention to how you feel when maybe things don't go as planned, or when you talk to this person, and when you eat certain foods. All of these things are going to really train you to really be aware of your own unique soul essence so that you can identify other people's energy. Because my biggest struggle growing up was just suddenly feeling really sad and not knowing why, and not knowing if I was sad or I was picking up on other people's energy. So it's really a practice of just really being aware and checking in with yourself throughout the day. You can keep a journal. There are all sorts of bullet journal ideas that you can Google in terms of documenting your emotions throughout the day or week. I personally like keeping an audio log because it's just easier and faster for me, and it can be a great replacement for talk therapy. If you're not really into it, or you don't have the money, or whatever it is, it's a really great tool to have on hand. And the and then the next step is to really, it's a two-step. So there's two parts to it. You really want to find the techniques and strategies and exercises that are A, gonna calm you, and B, going to strengthen and widen your energetic field, which is just basically going to make you feel more joyous and happy and creative. So, first, you want to find meditation techniques, breathing techniques. I also recommend Donna Eden, and she teaches actual energy exercises that will help you strengthen your energetic field. And the benefit of having a strong energetic field is that it has been studied and proven that babies have the strongest and widest energetic field because they are just pure love and joy. And it has also been studied and proven that people who are happier and have a broader, stronger energetic field don't get sick as often, and they have a stronger immune system. And what this means for you is that it will also strengthen your emotional immune system to unwanted energies and negative vibes. So things will just bounce off of you, and you will become more and more resilient to these kind of social interactions, and you'll be able to string back a lot faster. So you want to find out what really calms you and what really soothes you, so that later when you are in social situations and you start to feel overwhelmed or anxious, you can kind of excuse yourself and go to a private place for a few minutes and do one of those calming exercises to reground you and center you. And or you'll just be able to do it as you're talking to people, which just takes practice. And then doing things that really make you happy, and doing things that are very creatively stimulating, so that you can have this amazing energetic field, and you will be setting the tone when going into social situations, and other people's energy and momentum will kind of bounce off of you and slide off of you. So now, as I've gone through the overview of this very simple answer of just practice, so practicing being aware of your thoughts and feelings throughout the day, and keeping a journal, either a written journal or a audio log of some kind, and throughout the entire day, not just 3 times a day, but as often as you can. And then the second tip is, of course, grounding yourself, calming yourself, finding things that really kind of get you out of your headspace and more into your heart space. And then things that just really make you happy and are really creatively engaging for you. This is just going to strengthen your overall energetic field and will simultaneously increase your health and improve your health as well. So, for the first part, you are going to want to, and this is going to take practice as well, you're going to want to start to become more and more aware of your feelings, how you're feeling when you first wake up, when you're eating breakfast, when you're getting ready for the day, and also what you're thinking. And you also want to be aware of, what's triggering you, how you're reacting and responding to things, and objectively asking yourself why and how, not in a judgmental way, but just in a scientific way. You're studying yourself, you're learning about yourself, and and you might have these. We all have triggers, and in the beginning, you might realize, wow, I have these triggers that really create anxiety and stress in my life. And as you practice this, you will begin to catch things in the earlier subtle stages, and you'll be able to catch it instead of like an hour in, you will be able to catch it 10 seconds in. You'll be able to get that good and be able to redirect your focus and redirect your thoughts and pivot and transcend and heal that energy. Because once you start practicing this with yourself, you'll be able to implement it in social situations. So once you start to see that a conversation is deviating and leaning more towards the negative side, you'll be able to kind of redirect the focus of the conversation, not by pointing out how negative it is or anything. You'll just be like, you wouldn't guess what happened to me the other day, or, something really light like that. It's just going to take practice of just being really aware of yourself and your mind and your feelings. And there are just all sorts of things that you can do, but I'm sorry to say, but it's really a personal journey that we all have to go through, and we're all going to find our own tips and tricks of what's going to work personally for us, what's going to help us, remember to check in with ourselves, what's going to help us, pivot and change a thought pattern and things like that. And I can make future videos that go into, healing triggers and creating new beliefs and things like that. Then for the second part, it's really important to, as much as possible, especially if you live in a city, to spend more time in nature and to really ground yourself and to sit in silence and peace and to meditate and to educate yourself on different kind of breathing exercises. Because if you ever find yourself in a social situation that's overwhelming you or creating anxiety, or you find yourself having this intense reaction, you can just subtly excuse yourself and go into a more private place like a bathroom or outside or something, and just do these breathing techniques or these meditation techniques, and they will really help you to come back to center in a few minutes so that you can go back and be refreshed and maybe see things and respond in a new way. And then, like I was saying, the more that you can kind of just follow your bliss and do something creative, do something that really fills your heart up and makes you happy, the more that you can be in tune with your creative energy. It's just going to strengthen your overall aura, so to say, your energetic field. And things are just going to bounce off of you, and you're just going to be more resilient. And you're not going to experience as much anxiety or stress or overwhelm in these situations, because you'll get to this place of setting the tone, and setting intention is also really important, but I can touch on that later. So yeah, it's just all a practice, and all of these kind of three things put together is going to really help you be more in tune with your spiritual sensitivities and also be able to handle social interactions with much more ease and grace. So this practice of being really aware of your thoughts and feelings and thought patterns and beliefs might in itself be overwhelming. And if that's the case, then maybe you just want to kind of like be vague when it comes to social interaction and just really focus on you and not overwhelm yourself with other people at the moment. And it's totally natural. But before we awaken, we are kind of just going through all emotions. And then when we awaken, we are so much aware of so many things, and so it can be this influx of positive energy and energy. It can just feel like this roller coaster because you're realizing so many amazing things and you're connecting more and more with God and yourself. And then you most likely have all of these years of old paradigms and beliefs and thought patterns that don't serve you, and so yeah, it can be a bit disorienting at first what I'm asking you to do, but it's actually going to completely pivot and heal and transform your social interactions with people. I know that I haven't really touched on a whole bunch of social interactions in this video. It has been mostly about you, and that's because that I'm a firm believer of that your inner world reflects the outer world and vice versa. So the more that you heal your inner world, the more the outer world, more people are going to reflect that. And you're going to be able to see and perceive and respond to people in a completely different way. Even if you are a person that suffers from social anxiety, the more that you heal your inner world and your relationship with yourself, and you turn these thoughts that might trigger stress and anxiety, and you flip them around so that they're thoughts that trigger peace and calm and happiness. Of course, you're going to respond completely differently to other people, and you're going to have completely different interactions with people. So that's why in this part one of this series, I am really focusing on your inner world and just taking these baby steps to really being aware of just all the nuances and emotions and thoughts. We think tens of thousands of thoughts during just a single day, and not most of us are really aware of what just a fraction of those thoughts are. So, yeah, just the more that you become aware, the more your social interactions are going to improve, and the more amazing um, experiences are going to come towards you. So I hope you enjoyed this part one series, and there's going to be definitely more to come. And I have more tips and tricks when it comes to the nuts and bolts of actually having social interactions with people and what to do in certain circumstances, and little kind of secrets that I have and implement in my own life to keep the sanity. And so I really hope that this was of value to you and really helped that viewer who asked me that question, and there's going to be more to come. I am sending you so much of my love and sending you so many blessings from me to you. Take care.